Thank God for FaceTime. I was able to be a FaceTime dad. I would see everything through FaceTime and all the other dads were there. So that would drive me nuts. And I would
Mm.
literally drive back and forth from work every break I got. I had an hour. I'd make 8 trips that were 40 minutes long. That was my record for one 24-hour. I did 8. When Vanessa worried, and that's when we went, we have to do something else. But it definitely, looking back, was not the right choice. I believe we are where we need to be right now. That all happened, I guess, for us to do this. I wish it would have happened 10 years earlier, but we all
Mhm.
wish that.
So do
But
we. Yeah, I
yeah,
wish
we're
that
gonna
too.
catch up.
This is an exciting call today because what we're going to talk about is how your life and your world can completely change. This works if you're single, this works if you're a married couple, but specifically if you have a husband and wife team working together, when one person takes the role of multiplier and really they just work together as a team to make it happen, just starting with real estate, how much can change in just a few years. And Vanessa and Anthony are an amazing role model and example within our community. They're a part of Icons. They do real estate investing and they have an active business. They are raising 2 kids. There is just so much we can talk to about them, with them today. So let's get started. Let's start with Vanessa and Anthony. Can you take a minute and introduce yourselves? Tell us about you, who you are, where you invest, what you do for a living, and all of the fun things.
Okay, I'll start. My background, I started off as a union iron worker in 2000 and did about 12 seasons and then switched to become a union longshoreman slash crane. I was a crane mechanic, certified welder. So I'd had long experience with construction trades. So that's basically my background, those 2 jobs. And it was 2 very consuming jobs. They were high intensity, heights. It was dangerous and it was a lot of hours. Weather, so it wasn't the ideal job to retire at. So that was my background, and that's why I decided with Vanessa to go into real estate. Vanessa's background is as a teacher.
So yeah, I am a resigned New York City Board of Ed teacher. I've done it for 13 years, became a mom, then was a stay-home mom for a while, and then winded up feeling like I wasn't myself anymore and wanted to get back into the game and helping Anthony with, providing for the family. We moved to New Jersey. We had a home. We had big bills to pay, all the fun stuff when you get old. But I decided to wanted to go back to school and get like a degree in something, like going to get like a college degree or in accounting or speech or whatever. And he winded up coming across Pollock's video on Bigger Pockets. And he's like, hey, instead of like, spending money on getting a new degree, college tuition, why don't you like try to dive in and see what this program can offer you? So we went full on, no hesitation. Really, there was no like, I don't think so, because it was sold to me and Anthony, the interview that you did on Bigger Pockets. And we just decided to invest our money that we had on the side to dive into real estate, always having a background of real estate because our family was in real estate as well. So it was always in the back of our minds to do that. And having Pollock program definitely helped us decide on how our next steps would be to help provide for the family and help him retire, because it wasn't fun to see him going back and forth and struggle. And it took a toll on him mentally and physically.
We basically had a midlife crisis. I had that I saw 20 years ahead of me that I had to work still, and it didn't make sense anymore. We grew up in union household, blue collar workers, get a job, get a good pension, and get insurance. So I was about 20 years in a tunnel, and I was starting to break out of it because of health, new kids, family, house, and we felt like we needed something else because it didn't look like I didn't want to do another 20 years of what I was doing. The money was good, but once we started learning more through the program about taxes, it changed everything because we had the old school way of thinking of real estate from my parents, our parents. And like we said before, it's hard to talk to your family members about investing in this new way. A burr, they had no idea what a burr was. So we kind of just took the chance and we were confident in each other. And our family didn't want us to do it. Friends had no idea what it was. Why Philly? Why this? Why that? So
being in the open spaces community and talking about funds and where to get funds and all that, and W-2s and retirements, and do we use it, do we not use it, HELOCs, like all those conversations that we always had in the back of our minds were kind of shameful to use to help build our money to
we thought loans were bad and
Right.
debt was bad, and we had to learn a whole new way of thinking.
Mhm.
And it wasn't our parents' fault. It's just the way they were raised. And yeah, that's how we started. And that's a little bit about our background.
Yeah, so
And
kind of open spaces was a safe space to talk about those things, and that's how, I don't know if we went off topic, but
Yeah.
I love it. I didn't even have to ask the next question. That's awesome. So what's this is my favorite question. What's your portfolio size right now?
Okay.
So we just wrote it down. We
Yes,
did.
and we just got a brand new whiteboard because we need a whiteboard now to stay
Yeah.
organized. So we finally wrote it down. So in Philly, we have seven burrs. We have 1.5 million worth of real single family homes in Philly, and we have 2.3 million in two properties in New Jersey and New York that we acquired within the last 6 months. So we're at 3.804 million in properties, and that's
Oh
what
my God.
and what made this all start, we have our primary is worth 1.1 now also. So that's at 4.9. That property we bought for 585 and there's our primary. And we took out $150,000 HELOC once we joined the program and we saw that was like the hot new topic to do. And that helped start everything.
Yeah.
Our house went up a lot and we were able to pull money out to start. We used it. It was our idea that was our emergency. It made me feel better with work and trying to leave and slowing down. That HELOC was our emergency, pay our mortgage. If everything messed up, that was our emergency fund. So that helped us start.
So including your primary, you're almost at 5 million now.
Yes.
Oh my God. What?
That's what we said before. It was
What?
the first day we calculated it. But yes, a couple of the houses brought it up quick. But without the primary, it's 3.8. With the primary,
3.8 without the primary.
yes. But the
That is
primary helped with
amazing.
everything.
Yes, of course. And you got to leverage the asset that you have. And you did. And
Yes.
yeah, we have burred every primary residence that we have lived in, starting with the first one was $390K purchase price. We did a burr on it, lived in it, rented it out after that for a while, and then sold it for almost 700. Next one we bought for 6 something and then sold it for 800-900.
Oh, nice.
This one, the one I'm in right now, I'm sitting in a burr. We bought for somewhere between 8 and 900K, and now it's worth 1.5 mil. Like just continuing to build up even in your primary residence, and then using the HELOC or the equity when you refinance it to scale up the rental portfolio.
It works.
But it's like burr on top of burr on top. Like have your cake and eat it too, and then eat it again, and then eat it again. I mean, so
I
good.
wouldn't have known this if we weren't part of the community.
Yep.
Seriously.
At all.
None of us come from money.
No.
None. And these conversations needed to be held, and it was just natural flowing in the program. And even listening to like Bigger Pockets and audios, and it was just so easy to be part of everything. It was perfect timing. It really was.
And it helped that we bought at the right time, 585, our primary. Did I ever expect it to go to 1.1? No. So we didn't buy it as a burr, but we did use the equity after COVID.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
we
leverage.
didn't-
Yeah. Leverage such a big part of it.
We bought properties instead of putting it back in the house and getting the beautiful paved backyard, the built-in kitchens,
It was
we
tough.
didn't do that.
We have paper shades in a couple of rooms still, and we've been here 5 years. So there was a time that nothing went into the house, everything went into Philadelphia.
Still.
That's
Yes. And what's your equity in all of these properties combined?
the equity.
We didn't do
It
that.
has
didn't
to be
get
over
that.
a million. It has to be over a million.
I'll try to do it, but I think it's close. It's starting to get close. It has
Yes.
to. It has
Oh
to
my
be
God.
because I would say between 1 and 1.5.
You're official millionaires, you guys.
I don't feel like it.
Does it feel like it? No.
Not yet, but it feels good that we're working towards it. I know we'll get there now.
Oh my
It's
God.
different than the first 2, 3, 4 burrs. It seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But
Yes.
it's a different hard now. We were talking about bookkeeping, getting a
Yep.
whiteboard to see everything. Just things like that help make it easier to go forward.
Yeah.
Starting's hard, stabilizing's hard, scaling is hard, but I'd rather do the millionaire hard than the frugal hard and the hardships of not having money. So
It's
Yes.
true, because I always say, I'm
Amazing.
like, if it's freezing outside, and I'm like, because he would be up on the crane, how many feet high in the air, changing cables, and his hands would be destroyed. Even now, I'm like, Jesus, you're not even working in the cranes, and your hands already, the minute they touch cold air, they get bad. But I'm like, just to make sure his mind is right, are you like, you could be working on a crane right now, changing a cable job. He's like, no, I'll take it any day. I'm like, okay, just checking.
yes, and it's I'm so glad you brought it up because I think a lot of new investors don't start because the fear is hard and the discomfort is hard. And then a lot of new investors give up after a few deals because deals are hard. And then a lot of investors don't scale because scaling's hard. And it's so important to talk about this that Nidhi and I talk about it too. Like we have hundreds of doors all over the country and it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. You're sleeping at night knowing that you have all these assets and there are big paydays and there are big expenses and there are surprises and there's teams to manage and some things don't work out and then they work out and every level we're learning new skills. But then I think about how we're millionaires and so are you guys. And I never expected that. And
No.
I was traveling one way, an hour one way commuting to a factory floor and
100%.
traveling all the time.
I had that same thought, and it's amazing how when you're with certain people, I didn't even think of I was just stuck at be the best longshoreman crane mechanic that I could be, do the 100 hours a week. I had no other vision of, I was just working for insurance. Like I needed insurance and this pension that would come down the road at 62. And I didn't even think that was bad. Like I was just going until health get a little older, the kids came and you start smartening up and we started searching for other answers.
Yeah.
And we had our grandparents, parents all had a house or a rental house. So that was always in the back of our mind. We tried once to buy a house and invest and it fell through because of flood insurance. And then we just stopped.
Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah. And then we stopped, but it was just that simple video. I was in a truck at 2 a.m. in the morning by myself and your video came on and it just sounded right. And I'm happy I sent it and that was it. And then you have to just do it. It's just a corny thing to say, but we did, and we messed up a lot in the beginning, but it made us just start.
And we're all still messing up, right? Like every new level, we're gonna mess up. That's the whole point. There are so many smiles here in the videos that I'm like, oh, so good to see everybody enjoying this conversation with you guys. So maybe the next question, maybe the next direction should be, so you have a rental portfolio, but then you also, the next step, which is what we are advising all of you guys to do, this is the only way to maintain a stable wealth ecosystem that is self-sustaining in your world, which is combine all 3 M's and they have to flow into each other. You have to make money, you have to multiply your money, and you have to manage your money and continue improving your skill sets in all of those 3. And they all feed into each other. So in the beginning, for all of you, the make is going to be somebody's job. It's going to be somebody's W-2. It's either both people are in their W-2 or one of you is going to be in your W-2. Then multiply, which is what our strategy does for all of us, takes a finite amount of capital and multiplies it into, for Vanessa and Anthony, almost almost $5 million in real estate. So good. And then manage it. You mentioned taxes, Anthony.
Yes.
You mentioned acquiring the right skills, bookkeeping, really understanding how to manage the money so you can keep most of it. And so you guys started with multiply because the make was the job. And then you shifted to amplifying the make and you started your active business. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Slowly grew into what it was. It started when we were in the portfolios program, and it was just being boots on the ground for investors like us.
That's amazing. Having an unbiased boots on the ground party is so, so important. If you can make it happen, that's awesome.
Natasha was one of our first clients, actually.
Oh yeah, Natasha's here. Natasha was the first.
Yeah, she's been in the group for quite some time. So she's also an OG.
Yeah, so it kind of started slowly with managing projects for being strictly just boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And little by little,
it was filling a void. Do you have a contractor? And we were really.
It started off with helping.
Yeah.
To be dead honest.
Yes.
Vanessa
Absolutely.
was helping, and I would help. And just like the community does, you all help. And we started helping more. And then we figured
we talked to you.
Yes. And how to help and start a business to maybe get me out of my W-2. To kind of fill that little void we needed because I was the money, and then Vanessa was the real estate and everything.
Yes.
So like you said, we needed that little business that would start, and that's what we thought about it, as a little tiny thing that would bring maybe a couple hundred a week and could maybe pay some bills. And it morphed into helping more and talking to everyone. And then it leveled up. I don't want to get too ahead, but when we joined Icons, that's when we took the business that grew and then we leveled up even more. But we saw a need and jumped in and started helping people. And then we kind of figured out what the next person would need by just starting.
Well,
we have totally different packages now than what we first started with.
Of course. And I always say that, I say this to everyone all the time. The best business ideas are the ones that come from a need. When you see a void, when you see a real need around you that you're trying to fill, you're genuinely serving someone, fill a void, fill a need. You're actually helping someone, money just follows at that point. These are the basics that we all know already, right? When you say it that way, it feels like, of course, that's common sense, but you will be surprised at how many people think of business ideas because they think that they are a cool idea, not because you're in service to other people, right? And so really helping people is how this started. And I just, I love that. I mean, you guys are truly,
It actually it started with, because I remember you weren't really active in the open spaces community because you were busy working.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
and I remember back in 2021, so many people really didn't have much knowledge in construction. I'd be like, Aunt, did you read the thread? Can you answer this? They have a rehab question, construction question. Come on, tell them your knowledge, tell them what you know. And I would push him to answer. And he would, and it built trust, it built relationships.
True.
With you and
and it
me.
wasn't even calculated. It wasn't like that
Yeah.
at all. You were genuinely just helping and communicating and building these relationships. Little did you know that that's what it was going to end up in.
Yes. But
What?
once it started moving forward a little and we were enjoying it and you
Yeah.
get that help and you're making money, it's the best of both worlds.
It's
And
so
then we
good.
saw the light that I might be able to retire. And as of last year, I did 13 years like you did. I retired after 13 years as a longshoreman.
So you took a break. You took a break, and we went a little harder on the project management services. And
Because everyone thinks of that number while if you're ever thinking of making it in real estate, you're like, what is it, 10,000 I need a month? Like guys at work would be like, when are you leaving? How much you making? And I would tell them I'm making 1,200 on real estate a month now. And it was like this funny face, but there's no perfect number. There's no perfect anything. But once we saw we saw it could work. And last year I retired, and with learning the tax benefits and what I was paying in taxes as a W-2 employee, it seemed so easy to make a decision. And I never would have thought I would have left that job. I was your number one guy there every day, doing all the hard work. And it took a lot to make that switch. But once I switched, it feels so good to find out stuff that is just out there that you didn't know that people are doing. And yes, real estate is hard, but there's a lot harder things out there. So if you do the hard first step, the hard things come very quickly and you learn them all and they repeat. And it's a lot nicer working for yourself than for someone else.
So good.
It's very
Yes.
satisfying.
yeah.
Yes. And
Thank you. No.
what'd you say?
Okay, so well said. We don't
Well
really
said.
have these heart-to-heart conversations a lot. It's nice to hear him say these things.
Thank you.
He like brings it back because we're always like so fast forward, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
go, 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 go,
We're
go.
so focused on the future that we forget to appreciate how far we've come.
Yes, and that was with the W-2. I was fast forward. I was like ready to hit 62 and retire. It's such a weird, like I was excited to get older, and now I'm thinking I don't want to get older.
Well, then what happens to you if you're gone? I'm stuck with all these bills. I got to do something.
Yeah. So
So it was a joke.
we believe now to start a business for yourself.
Yeah.
Even if it's small. Our thing was to have something pay our mortgage at home. Like we wanted we both did, but that's my fear the house we live in, is it paid? So that was the initial goal for real estate in the business, was just to pay our mortgage, just in case I got sick, just in case Vanessa got anything. And once we hit that, it was refreshing. I was more relaxed, and we were able to take the business and keep pushing it.
And it's so interesting how, like, when we feel whatever that safety is for you, everybody has different elements of what makes them feel safe. And for you, it was like, hey, as long as the mortgage is paid, if I'm set there, then I feel safe enough to take more risks and do bigger things. So whatever that is for you that makes you feel safe, once you are there, the amount of, like everybody talks about how you're risk averse, you will find yourself taking more and more risks and really tapping into that side of you that you didn't know existed. And that is why kids who have rich parents or who have a trust fund, they tend to take more risks because they feel safe in their finances, right? And then you think like somebody built a big business so fast. Well, yeah, because they had that financial safety. And so we're creating that for ourselves. You created that for you. And now you're taking risks and building bigger things. I love this so much.
Yeah,
So
to that point, pal, like I had an ex-coworker talk about, like, you're not going to get a pension. I'm going to get a partial pension. They penalize you a lot when you leave early. But I just said we're doing our own pension for our kids. A house is a pension. The next house is a pension. And I got the weirdest look. But they knew I was right. And but I never thought like that.
Yeah.
You create your own property to pay your health insurance. We designated one for health insurance. The next one or the next two could be the pension or the life insurance. So there's ways to do it without working for someone else. But you could do it slowly like we did.
Baby steps.
We did it slowly. I didn't just leave. We made sure everything was somewhat right, and then we went just all in.
And you're only in the beginning phases of your journey. You're like new entrepreneurs. It's been less than 5 years for you guys. It hasn't even been that long. If you achieve this much in the beginning, the growth is exponential exponential, you guys. When we're in it, we really are so hard on ourselves because we think that's how it's going to be permanently. But this is like, you literally just got your 4-year degree from college. Imagine. Except you have a almost $5 million portfolio, 2 businesses, some passive income in that amount of time that somebody could get a 4-year college degree. You're just starting. You have 20 years ahead of you to build anything you want from all these skills that you're acquiring and learning and pass them on to your kids. How incredible
I
is
love that part. But like, we try to bring them, we try to teach them like as much as you can,
Yes.
but like analyze a deal or now the whiteboard with all the property, they're like, we own those properties. And it's like, yeah, I want that one. I'm like, yeah, that one's yours. But it just gets them seeing it and we take them on property visits. So that part, I love that part. I love making them.
Yeah, our oldest is talking numbers now. He's learning about, loves Shark Tank.
Yeah.
He's like, can you guys go on Shark Tank? I'm like, no.
He was telling us
Tank.
for our business, he thinks we have like a
Startup. Yeah.
wants us to go on Shark Tank and sell our business.
How cool would that be?
But yes, that would be cool. Yeah, not yet, I told him. But you get to have those thoughts when you're running something on your own. You can make it whatever you want.
And I don't know. I don't think that a pension is enough of a pull to sacrifice your entire life for.
That's how I felt. And they do it in a way that it's the more years you work, I would have to hit a certain number of hours for that year and I would earn a pension credit and you just have to get more money. So you were trading time for money. And I didn't even know of that. I didn't even knew what that meant. I just knew to work and I would get a paycheck. So you get stuck in that, oh, okay, now I got 15. I'm going to retire with 35 years of service and you could figure out your pension. But it's never enough. It's not set up to be wealthy when you retire.
No.
But I have a small pension too.
And it was impacting your health. I think that's something you just can't trade anything for. Basically, that's like, what are you going to do about that, right?
Like that was kind of like a bittersweet moment. Like
that's what
like I don't know what you kind of call that moment. Aha moment.
I was breaking down from having kids and worrying so much about, I wasn't there. I would be on a video. Thank God for FaceTime. I was able to be a FaceTime dad. I would see everything through FaceTime and all the other dads were there. So that would drive me nuts. And I would literally drive back and forth from work every break I got. I had an hour. I'd make 8 trips that were 40 minutes long. That was my record for one 24-hour. I did 8. So it started getting no sleep, sleeping at work. And health, 100%. It just ruined everything. We were fighting because there was no money coming in. I would work a week, be home a week. And I took every test on earth and it was stress and it was the worrying. As soon as I calmed down, as soon as I started real estate and I was still full time, I totally changed and I figured out that I had to do good at work so that everything else would be good in my life. I couldn't go to work grumpy because I'm going to get stuck there and then the real estate would work. I had to be happy at work because I had this new thing, real estate, happening. And it worked for a while, but then it was still, now I'm running to real estate and work, and health was the main thing. And I would break down, I would be sick for a month. So that's when Vanessa worried, and that's when we have to do something else. There was no other second choice, really. She wanted to get another degree, like she said earlier, but I was totally against it. Not for any particular reason, just I thought there was something better. And the real estate, that was it.
It was like a no-brainer.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
How interesting. Yes.
Working a lot for someone else outside, it's rough. And a lot of people do it. And I know I could have kept doing it, but it definitely, looking back, was not the right choice. I believe we are where we need to be right now. That all happened, I guess, for us to do this. I wish it would have happened 10 years earlier, but we all wish that.
So do we. Yeah, I wish
we're
that
gonna
too.
catch up. We'll catch up somehow.
Yeah. And I feel like so I know some people who got into real estate when they were 21, 22, that age group, which is like 12, 15 years younger than when I started. And when I talk to them, they talk about how they approach real estate investing very differently. And it has been very hard for them to break out of that kind of mindset because when they first started, they didn't think of real estate as wealth. When you're in your 20s, you're invincible. You don't think about wealth building. You're thinking about like, how can I make a buck here, a buck there? And so when I talk to them, even like we're the same age now, and they talk about how it's still very hard for them to make a shift to being the CEO of the business because they never had a job in the past. So they don't really have any exposure to that. So I think there's some advantages to how people like us did it, where we started a little bit later. Because I think we know what the other side could look like. Maybe that's.
I think it helped a lot to know that you say. Yeah, I got a lot of experience with real estate construction that's helping now. So I think you're right. You get to see the real world a couple of years and then start. With starting later.
Yeah.
You have no reason.
But you always wish you did. It's just a weird.
Yes.
Just like kids. I wish I had kids younger, but it's all those things.
All of it. Yes. Agreed. Yeah, it's so good. This is not where I thought this was going to go. I had a series of very specific questions for you guys, but this is so
Sorry.
much more fun. No, it's so good. It's so good. It's
Feels
that's the
good.
whole point of having these conversations because we really just want to hear from you guys and like just hear about your story and how you were thinking and are thinking and it's just so good. Let me ask you, I'm going to bring Cheryl in here too in case she wants to add anything. Cheryl, do you have anything to add before
I
I?
mean, so good. Do you remember Pollock when Vanessa and Anthony started? And I mean,
Yeah.
we all do, right? And it's
Yeah.
and the amount of growth. I mean, not only to probably your mindset, but to your portfolio,
Hmm.
is just has been just so much fun to see. I was thinking that, I mean, there are so many people who are in our community that maybe don't know, and they were not there when you started. And so I would love to get an idea of what it was like, the hurdle, and you've talked about this over the years, but maybe they haven't heard this, but the hurdles you had to overcome to get to that first one or two
Oh
to where
yeah.
you are now. Like, and then we'll talk about the now later, but the hurdle, can you talk about, because some people are
What
in,
was what was the biggest shift that you had to make to get that first deal?
yeah.
So he was working a lot. So I would drive. Obviously, I wanted to invest in my own backyard. So I was trying to force neighborhoods
In New Jersey,
in New
where we
Jersey
live.
to work,
Yeah.
and they didn't. So I wasted a lot of time doing that. Then I would drive to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, because I just fell in love with it, and it was great. But we missed the mark on that town.
She would drive by herself and just go to addresses and neighborhoods.
Yeah, I would knock on people's doors. I would ask them questions about the neighborhood. I would see old timers outside and, hey, are you looking to sell anytime? And it would be like, yeah, I am actually. You want to come take a look? And I would walk in the house and check it out. And I would just do crazy. I was so
Oh.
eager to make it happen. And then Philadelphia was,
COVID hit, right?
Vanessa, I did not know you
Yeah, I
did
didn't
all of
realize
that.
that.
Yeah.
I'm hustling.
Yeah, she would call me and she's like, I'm in a house with a handyman I met on the street in Bethlehem. And I'm like, okay, I guess. Do you want me to stay
Get
on
the
the
hell out
phone?
of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some pictures. Yeah.
Like the
No,
inspection.
that's
I'm like, I'm
great.
not here to write any tickets or write you up. I'm just, an investor looking to hire somebody who's looking to, invest in yeah.
So
And yeah,
it seems like even in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, something else has happened, right? I mean, like you've grown even more since then. So can you talk about how the boots on the ground business has changed since the last time you've been here talking about it? But then something in your portfolio, I mean, like even the fact that you have a portfolio almost $5 million, like something's happening. So I want to hear more about that and like what happened to facilitate that.
yeah. We went all in with our business, with the project management. That's how it started. Once we decided that we're gonna take a contractor, manage him, and use that contractor or two contractors. That's what really we did our first one, and that's what pushed us to, oh yeah, we can handle with this guy 3 of them. We could handle 3 jobs with this. So it started becoming a real business.
Oh, wow.
We started learning what to do, right?
Yeah.
We were learning as we went, and to level up, we spent about a year with just the business. Like we didn't have time to invest for ourselves. When we first started, we did one and then we did 3. She bought it one time. We bought. But then as it grew, we changed to our business idea and we kind of forgot about ourselves and investing. Not that we didn't forget, we didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
So now that I left, the business started growing. We had a call with Danny
Yeah,
actually, and she kind of yelled at us a little, but yeah. And
You like that in a good way.
yes. She forced us to take a certain block of time every week to analyze our own deals. So that's how our portfolio grew. And we bought in New York and in New Jersey, and it's a lot different than buying in Philly. That's why the portfolio grew so high. But we felt like we had to do it. We had an opportunity. Something came through with family and a friend. It's too complicated to get into. But because of the program, we knew about different loans that are possible for everything from estate loans to buying someone out. That's a family, all these things that we were able to talk through with portfolio program members that referred us to someone else. And we had phone calls and taking time from out of the business and scheduling our time, putting a day for our investing or just those little things. And we're starting to learn how to manage it better. And that's why we were able to buy a flip.
So if you're here and you're listening to this and you're like ready to up level, that's the right room for you to be in. And we want to make sure that you guys, like when you acquire $1 million in assets, it's your chance to up level next. Like you need to build out that full wealth ecosystem and let's scale your businesses. And I love hearing that Anthony is now out of his W-2. Is that a logo of your business on your?
Okay, this is our 4 doors.
Oh, look at that. we
I
got
love it.
swag.
I don't want to get back up.
And explain the
Nice.
name, explain the Four Doors name. You talked to us.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us
It-
what Four Doors means.
Yeah,
We had no idea what to name the company. A lot of them, we wanted to do something with family, because that's why I was leaving the W-2 to be home with them. So we tried a lot of them with taking, and four doors.
It's just the number of family members in our family.
It was a door for each one of us, and it sounded good, four doors, and
Lovely.
that's how it kind of, yeah. Our LLC names are a little,
Fun. They love them.
we
Our kids came up with
our
them.
kids pick our LLC names, so we have a SmackDown
Aw.
LLC. We have some. It's fun to call up, and they ask you for your company name, and you're like SmackDown LLC. So
They're like, is that from
yeah,
Wrestling Raw?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Monday Night Live. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody else had it, surprisingly. That's awesome.
so four doors just was, we felt like a house for
That's
each
so
one of us.
cute.
Yeah. Party of four.
But I
I
wanted to
have-
say, Cheryl, I wanted to
Oh.
say one thing about Palette with the icons, and
Yeah.
it pushed us. It just gave us that little push to keep going, and we made
Yeah.
the purchases because of that phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like after a certain level, you want to know, you want to, what do you say? You want to, you really want very specific tweaks. And one tweak can be a difference of thousands of dollars, right? Like that's the leverage of time that we're talking about. So I love that you brought that up. Thank you for that.
I've
What
got
were
a
you
couple
gonna say,
questions
Cheryl?
more
Yeah.
for Vanessa and Anthony. So one thing that I've noted, like even just our conversation before we got on today, I don't know if you guys noticed it because you're living it, but when you started the portfolio program, did you think you were a business owner? And I don't know what that answer is, but now I definitely see it. Do you see it? Like I feel like you are a business owner. We were talking about bookkeeping, and you were like, okay, well, this is the time I set aside. And even what you were saying about the 4 hours, the CEO hours that you take to look at your investments, would you have thought that was you like 10 years ago?
No,
But it is you
not at
now.
all. Not at all.
Yeah.
It's straight. No, it helped. It helped tremendously. I did not. I saw it as I always had side jobs. Like I would do kitchens for people. Like it kind of felt like that for me at first, like a little side thing. And then, yeah, we got pushed, and Vanessa would keep going to the calls, and it would be a new thing. Let's do this. And no, we didn't think it would be. And the help from everyone else pushed us.
Well,
And she pushes. Vanessa does. Once she gets into it, she goes, and I have to catch up.
yeah, you're like, you're not doing accounting. I'm not going to have you go do accounting and get a degree in that. Let's
So-
change course. Like that's not happening. 'Cause
So-
once I had my mindset to it, I was like ready to go. He's like, change of course. Let's listen to this instead.
But with the
Uh-huh.
icons and just thinking of a business owner, it was hard to say.
Well, the other day I was
We say it now because you brought it up because at a soccer practice, like people ask you when you first, what do you do?
I was just
And I forget what you said.
I
What
was
you
just
said?
on Tuesday.
And what'd you say?
Some Italian, everyone likes to talk to me. Sometimes I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
What'd you say?
Everybody wants to talk to me.
I don't
so
believe that, but okay.
Sometimes, I'm at my son's practice. I want to see what he's doing. Like I want to enjoy the moment, but it's fine.
What did you say you do? You're an investor.
So what do you do? And I'm like, oh, how do I say this now? Like, well, I wonder what her reaction is going to be when I say it. This is what's going through my head as I'm like ready to tell her what I do. I'm like, I'm an investor and I project manage and I do project management. I'm like, man, that doesn't even sound nice. Like, I need a good word.
You're serial entrepreneurs now.
Ooh.
That's
But
excellent.
I mean, I would say, you're a real estate project manager. Like I think specifically for investors, as well as an investor yourself. That way they can ask you about your business.
Yeah, it's when the normal people ask you, when other people ask you, it feels differently. It's
Feels
like,
weird,
oh, I
right?
heard you quit. You retired. That's what I get now when I see everyone. It's like, you retired? I'm like, yeah, I retired. At first it was, now I say it and I'm like, yeah, we have a real estate business.
Heck yeah, that's amazing. That is
But not a
Wow.
thought. I never had that thought.
No.
so.
Sometimes I'll also say serial entrepreneur. That's a little too contrived. Contrived, is that the right word, Cheryl? Cheryl watches my English. Make sure
I
I
like that.
get it
That's-
right.
I mean, you're definitely a serial
Yeah.
entrepreneur. Like,
Yeah,
you're-
or you could-
Yeah,
Very
100%.
like,
Yeah.
So maybe the other thing that I'll say is, my husband and I run a few businesses together, and then
Oh, I like that. But
yeah,
you're-
and then
but
like
you are a serial entrepreneur. I mean, like,
yeah, I guess we could say that. But if it's too soon to say that, you can
I never
Well,
heard that.
you know
I like
what?
it. Serial entrepreneur.
practice saying that. I
Yeah.
wonder how it would feel.
or like, we run a few businesses together is very short.
Yeah,
and
that's what I say. And then if they're interested, I'll tell them more.
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
that too. I like that a lot.
But
Um,
everyone
okay.
does get interested.
Oh, they
do.
do?
When you, right away. Someone wanted to invest with us from the socket.
Yeah.
You have a QR code, right?
Yeah.
You're my QR code.
Oh, so before I forget, anybody who's interested in your project management services,
Oh, yeah.
how can they reach you? Can you
Website?
I have a Calendly link on my website.
perfect. Yeah. And what's the web address?
It's Four Doors Properties. I'll write it in.
FourDoorsProperties.com. Got it.
Yeah, 4 doors, all typed out like FOUR, right?
FOUR doorsproperties.com.
We're almost running out of time, so I wanted to ask you, Vanessa and Anthony. I used to ask this about the portfolio program, but I want to ask us about Icons for you to answer and help us understand how joining Icons has changed your life. What would you say to someone who doesn't know about this amazing program? How has it changed your lives?
Do you want to start?
From having a little
Side business?
side business, it helped build our business. And I mean, it helped build our business. It helped build what we have
It took
today.
it to a six-figure business. It
Ooh,
did.
yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's what it
Thank
did.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, you buried the
So-
lead there. Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing. Congratulations.
That's what the goal, with that Icons.
That was the goal,
that's-
and it
I never
met our
thought of it.
expectations.
But
Yeah.
Nidhi would say it, Palak, you would say it. We want it, everyone's goal, get to the six-figure mark. Get to the six-figure mark. So we're right about there.
Nice.
And yes, it feels good. And the taxes are so different.
The taxes are so different. I'm telling you guys. Come join Icon, start your own business. When you are in business for yourself, Matt's smiling because Matt was a business owner. It is very different. Your taxes are very different when you own a business.
Very different.
Yes.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
a partner. I don't have the IRS as a partner anymore.
Yes. Oh, so good. So good. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. So
Uh,
good. So good. Thank you again. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Awesome.
welcome.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
guys. Bye,
Bye.
everyone. When you're ready to get serious, you can join us at the investoraccelerator.com.
It's like getting 1,000 episodes worth of information in 5 days, and it's everything you need to build your actionable plan to financial freedom and making work optional.